Another 5-6 minutes. Parshas state says, some called Tmuna, that you did not see any kind of Tmuna, any kind of picture, any kind of facsimile. There were two Shchenim, two neighbors, Reuven and Shimon. Reuven wanted to install a camera for surveillance, for many, protect from thieves, from Ganovim, and would have footage of any strangers coming along. So Shimon said, no, he's not interested. He's not worried about thieves, Ganovim. He doesn't want to pitch in. He wanted half. Reuven wanted half the investment of putting in cameras. He said, no, he's not interested. Reuven put in the cameras, and a while later, Shimon's car was stolen. So he came to Reuven, and he said to him, there's constant surveillance. I wanted the footage of that last night to show who stole the camera, who stole my car. He said, I'll be happy to pay you for the footage. He said, I'll be glad to give you the footage if you'll pay me for half the installation costs, investment of the camera and everything. He said, no. I said, I'm not here. I don't need it. I just want to pay for that. He said, well, how could you be so heartless? He says, you help me catch the thief. There are all kinds of ties to him. The Shaila is, does Reuven have to give him the footage and just take the price of the whatever the films cost, or he doesn't have to? Can he demand it? You want it, you have to pay. So there's a more above basra like this. The one brings that if a fence fell down, a fence that was built between two neighbors, each one should have privacy. The fence fell down, and so the halacha, the din is that each one is obligated to pay for the cost of up to 4 amas high, which anywhere between 6 and 8 feet, up to that point. Above that, they're not obligated to pitch in for the construction. So they built a fence that was that many feet high, it was 4 amas high, and one of the neighbors then went ahead and added on to it, made it higher, and he demanded that his neighbor should pitch in for that extra height, the investment that cost him to build an extra height. He said, I didn't ask you to do it, and according to that, I don't have to. But then if the neighbor went ahead and he built on top of that, added above the dalamis, so then he has to pay for half of what's the in between, the piece that the neighbor alone added. Taisha says, why is that? Taisha says 2 reasons why. One reason is because 2 truths in Taisha. Why? One reason is because once Shimon was Megale, the second neighbor, once he showed Nichale that he wants to benefit from that extra piece that was put on, because he wanted to build on top of it, that shows that he wants, he likes, for him he wants to have that extra height, that much more privacy. So he showed Nichale that he really wants to have that other piece as well, so that's what he has to pay. That's one teres and taisus. The second teres and taisus is that the reason that the first one added on the piece was because of his neighbor. Now, once, so that's why he wanted to have that much. He has a neighbor, he wants to have more privacy. So the neighbor is the cause for him adding on another piece. Because the dollar amis was not enough. It's privacy. Now, once the second neighbor wants to build on top of that, so then he himself already, because he built it as privacy from you, so now that you want to build on top of that, so therefore he has to, he's obligated to pay for that extra piece in between. So the halacha would depend on which terrace and places, which of the two we go. If it's because of you showing that he wanted to benefit from it, so here also, now that you come along, you say, look, you had your car stolen, this is going to help you catch a thief. So you really wanted that there should be some kind of surveillance there. You have to come along and pay. But if it's according to second territory, you wouldn't have. There's in August, we find like this here. Bal Korach, it says, Bal Korach Atonaitzur, you're conceived. They didn't come to ask you when your parents decided to raise a family. When you were conceived, it was against your will. Bal Korach Atonaitzur, when it came time to due date for your mother to give birth, and also you weren't consulted. Bal Korach Atochai, while you're living, every day that you live, they didn't ask you. Once you're created, once you're on this world, you eat, you live, and you breathe. So it's also not something of your doing. Bal Korach Atones. Also, against your will, you come to the time you have to leave this world. Finally, and you're also, it's against your will, there'll come a day of judgment, you'll have to give an answer. It's not up to you whether you want to be judged or not. You'll be judged for everything that you did on this world. There's also a mission in Baba Basra, Hamakiv es chaver mishol shvichoyso. If someone owns 3 properties, and in the middle he has a neighbor, so he takes and he builds a fence from the east, from the south, and from the west. And then he comes to his neighbor and says, you're in the middle, so now you have privacy, you're benefiting from the 3 walls, fences that I built. So I want you to pitch in for those 3 fences. Give me half. The Mishnah says no. He has no claim. There's no basis. He's not obligated to pitch in for it. Omad, the Godar Service, the Mishnah says, if he then went ahead and built the 4th fence himself, the inside neighbor, who didn't pitch in for these 3, when he built the 4th fence, he has to pitch in for all the other 3. Why? Because he shows that he wanted to benefit from the other 3 as well. He has to pay. So here also, they didn't ask you. Your parents didn't ask you if you want to raise a family. Came time to give birth. She was in labor. She gave birth. She did. You're here. Once you're here, you live. So those are 3 fences. 3 fences you have. Now, when it comes time to leave this world, who wants to leave this world? He spends whatever it is, medical care and health and research, and he travels the world. He, his family, everybody. He doesn't want to leave this world. That shows that he really wanted the other 3 fences as well. So, as a result, you'll have to give a reckoning for everything you did, because that you showed that you really wanted to be here. Wszystko jak w Perowiadzie. Skadał, skadał śmieja, bo.